Right now, you're listening to Fireside Chats. This show is brought to you by and is recorded at IM Studios in Brantford, Ontario. And I'm your host, Jamie Prokop. We have in the studio today Mr. Maury Blair from Breakthrough Ministries. Maury, your entire ministry is based on helping people who have been or are currently being abused. When you were a kid, did you know when you were being abused? Like, when was the first time you knew that that was happening?
Well, as a child, Jamie, I didn't really know I was being abused. No one talked about it. It was never communicated anywhere. As a little child, all I realized was that I'm in a home where I'm not wanted. My stepfather hates me. My mother loves me, but she can't show any kind of love for me. So here I am in a situation where I don't understand what's going on. I remember asking myself the question, why does everyone hate me? Well, why do I get treated like this? Why does my stepfather hate me so badly? I couldn't fathom what was going on as he was cursing me and beating me and mistreating me. But I still didn't really understand the fact that I was a victim of child abuse. I thought I just was unwanted.
Well, I mean, abuse takes on many forms, right? Whether it be physical, mental, sexual. Would you sort of group them all under one umbrella as equally damaging, or is one form of abuse, in your opinion, more difficult to overcome than another?
That's a very important question, and I think circumstances have a lot to do with it. For instance, if someone is sexually abused by someone they really love and trusted, that is very, very damaging. That puts it in a different case. In the case of child abuse, physical, psychological, verbal, the same thing applies to that as well, in the sense that, why does this person hate me? Why are they putting me down? What's going on here? I don't understand all this. So I think in a sense, there certainly is a central place for all of them to fall together, yet it all depends a lot on the circumstances of who's abusing you, who's hurting you. For instance, if a child is sexually violated by an adult whom they don't know, that is devastating and terrifying, but it's not like it's been done by someone they trust and they love. Can't understand why they would ever do that to me. So I think there's a lot of things that play the part in it. So I think you could say pretty well they're all face under the same category.
Maury, let me ask you this. Sometimes a person that's an abuser will grow up not knowing they're an abuser till they enter into a relationship or a marriage and kind of have become an adult. And then it starts. What would you say to that type of person who may not know what to do because of fear or confusion?
That's a good question, Jamie, because I run into people all the time, particularly women that have been abused after they get married. They didn't really know all of his background. They didn't understand what was going on, but they married him in good faith. And then all of a sudden he starts to change and he starts to mistreat them. And they don't understand. All of a sudden he's controlling. He's a control freak, as they would say. They don't know how to handle all this. And I urge them, find someone to talk to. Find a friend and maybe get some good advice, and then you need to find someone in the professional field, if you can, who will sit down and talk to you and tell you how to handle this. The longer you stay in those circumstances, the worse it's going to get. If he's a control freak or a victim of child abuse himself and taking all of his frustration and anger out on you, then you're going to have a problem for the rest of your life. You can't function like this. If you have children, it's going to affect their upbringing. It's going to affect your relationship with them. So you really need to come to grips with it, take the mask off, find someone to talk to deal with these issues.
My guest today, Maury Blair from Breakthrough Ministries. Thanks for joining us.